interest rates have fallen, have you ever refinanced a mortgage on your home? We all know that one of the largest expenses that we incur as a homeowner is the purchase of our home, which many of us finance for at least 15 and for as many as 30 years. Oftentimes during the course of a 15 to 30 year period, interest rates will fall in such a way that it makes sense to do what's called a refinancing. Ultimately, you take out another mortgage and you pay off your existing mortgage, swapping generally a higher interest rate for a lower interest rate. Over the course of the repayment period on your new mortgage, you'll save on interest payments through a combination of lower interest rates or a reduced payment period, or both. School districts are not altogether different than your own private home. Oftentimes when we build new facilities, we have to issue debt. Schools issue debt in the form of bonds that are sold to investors. Ultimately, a school district will say we need to sell, for example, $90 million worth of debt to build a brand new school. The bonds have to be repaid back over a period of time, typically between 20 and 30 years, similar to a mortgage. Just like with a mortgage, there are often periods of time when interest rates fall and it makes sense for a school to do what are called refundings. Whereas you refinance a mortgage, schools refund bond issuances. But the procedure is essentially the same. We would sell new debt to pay off old debt and have substantial savings in interest. Since 2014, the Pickerington Schools has done 4 different bond refundings. The chart that you see on the screen right now shows the refundings in the column that says issue. There was a 2014 refunding of some debt that was originally sold in 2007 that was used to build Tollgate and Sycamore. There were bonds sold in 2015, bank qualified bonds, to retire additional bonds that were sold to fund Sycamore and Tollgate and some other refundings the district had done in the past. There was another refunding done in 2016, which also refunded bonds sold in 2006 and 2007, again tied to the Sycamore and Tollgate construction. And then a final refunding in 2016 of bonds sold in 2007, again for our most recent construction project at Sycamore and Tollgate. The next column shows the prior debt service for those bonds before the refunding. As you can see, in the very first row, the 2007 bonds that were refunded in 2014 had $36,593,418.25 of debt service remaining. That would be, similar to a home, interest and principal payments that were due over the life of the existing and remaining debt. The column immediately to the right of that would be the new debt service after those bonds were refunded. The final column shows the actual savings to our taxpayers in debt service for the remaining repayment schedule for the outstanding bonds, $2,051,710.47. Ultimately, the 3 columns together show that we traded roughly $36.6 million worth of outstanding debt for $34.5 million worth of outstanding debt and interest to save about $2.05 million in outstanding debt and interest. That same column is repeated for the other 3 refundings, so that we see the grand total at the bottom is that since 2014, the Pickerington School District has refunded $137.8 million worth of existing debt, and because of lower interest rates, has been able to trade that for $121,730,491 in new debt. That is an aggregate savings to our taxpayers of $16,118,108.55. Over the lifetime of the repayment schedule on the remaining debt, This means that our taxpayers will pay, in aggregate, about $16.1 million less in taxes across the entire district due to the fact that the Pickerington schools wisely and efficiently took advantage of the opportunities that presented themselves in the last 5 to 6 years when interest rates dropped, just like probably many of you would have refinanced the mortgages on your home to drop your principal and interest payments, and over the life of your mortgage for the next 15, 20, 25 years, whatever's left, substantially lower the amount of interest paid back to the bank.